everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Amber Westbrook and today I'm going to show you how I made my complete walkthrough of my Star versus the Forces of Evil Star Butterfly cosplay. So I actually started watching Star versus the Forces of Evil kind of because I didn't have anything to watch that was okay to watch like in the background while I was working on sewing and craft projects and different things like that. I just wanted something that I could kind of listen to and not have to watch that much. But after the first season of watching it kind of in the background, I got kind of sucked in and then I couldn't watch it in the background anymore. I had to like actively watch it. And then I just realized that my little heart really related to kind of the craziness of Star Butterfly, but I also really related to Marco because, yeah, I'm a bit of a control freak, but then I also like to go with the flow at the same time. So I started out by making a wand, which I have not recorded, but I do use that wand in the final result, so keep an eye out for that. It's an electronic wand. It's pretty cool. In addition to this cosplay, I also made the Banagic wand, which, if you know anything about Star versus the Forces of Evil, you will know that episode, and I thought it was hilarious. So I made one that lights up, and I also made her cute little star flip phone. So all of those have a little tiny cameo in the end reveal of this cosplay, and with all that being said, let's get right into it. In this walkthrough, I did not include making the purse that she wears because I have another video for that, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and check that one out. But for this video, I started with the boots. So I found this pair of boots, which was the perfect color, except the bottoms of the boots were black and not white. And it was really hard to find this maroon color of boot. So I decided that I was just going to go with these and I was going to paint the bottom part white and add the little teeth myself. So I painted the bottom and I added the little eyes, painted that in with paint pen, and then went over it with just acrylic paint. And honestly, this paint was nothing special, just regular old acrylic paint, and it went on perfectly. Then to draw the teeth and the little eyeball on the eye, I used a paint marker. And I took my sweet time with this because I wanted it to be just right. And there was like a little ridge on the boot that was a little difficult to make the line appear straight, but I think I did a pretty good job in the end. Then using a 3D printed horn that I made, a very, very simple horn. I mixed up some 2-part epoxy glue and I used a glue gun to temporarily hold it while the epoxy dried, and I glued that horn right onto the tip of the shoe. And the next accessory up on the list is Star Butterfly's red horn headband. Okay, so I have these little printed pieces that I made on my 3D printer, the little horns for the headband, and even though they're not exactly the same color, I think I might be able to just get away with leaving it as is. Okay, so if this is gonna go here, so I'm just gonna kind of take my knife and just cut. I might have to do this with scissors. I think I'm gonna get the fabric with scissors, and then I will get the foam and all the other spots with the knife. Okay, so I just cut that little X in there. I'm just going to push all of this foam out of the way and kind of tuck under the fabric pieces as I go along. Oh yeah, I think this is going to work out great actually. So what I think I'm going to do is glue down this to the underside right here, and then I will kind of take little bits of glue and maybe a little tool and like poke in all the edges around it as I go along. So I'm just going to dollop a big thing of glue right inside there like that. Move these out of the way, and then I'll just hold this here until that dries, and then I will work my way around the edges. Okay, so now I think I'm just going to take these little tweezer things and like poke under and try and fold in all of these little extra spots. So I'm just going to do the other side now. Okay, well that was really simple. I honestly didn't even need to do much reinforcement because these are very lightweight and I put a lot of hot glue. As they are, I'm actually pretty happy with them. I think that they look pretty perfect. They definitely look like Star Butterfly's ears, and I love that the band is a little bit fluffier because it feels more like you can see the headband instead of it just being kind of hidden behind hair or looking too flat or anything like that. So it's kind of, the whole thing is 3D, which is much more of like a bringing 2D animation to life in 3D. I feel like this is kind of perfect for that. So now on to the next part. So to make the dress, I decided to kind of cheat a little bit and use a really awesome pattern generator program that I've been using for years called Taylor Nova. It has really limited capabilities and really limited patterns, but for this particular dress, it was really simple because all I really needed was the top part and the skirt part and then some sleeves, and that was it. And the making of this dress was relatively easy. All I had to do was sew in a bunch of darts on the top, sew the top together, and then sew all of the many panels of this long skirt, which took a minute. And because this fabric is really thin, I doubled up everything so that it would be more of a high quality look. And for the collar, I literally just kind of free-handed a cute little Peter Pan collar, and then I sandwiched this collar that I made in between the two layers of the front, so the front piece and the lining piece, so that it would be perfectly seamless along the neckline. Once I flipped that out, I sewed the sleeves, and there was some trim that I needed to sew on both the sleeves and the hemline. The hemline trim was really fun because basically I just sewed it wrong side to wrong side and then flipped it all under so that it kind of peeked out, and I think it turned out really perfect. Then, of course, I can't forget her cute little ghostie on the front of her dress. So I decided to use some vinyl that actually puffs up a little bit after you heat press it on. So I just made the design in my Cricut and cut it out that way. Then I used my heat press to put it onto the front of the dress. And this was a little tricky because I decided to put it on after I sewed it because I wanted to make sure it was the right size, that it looked right. I didn't want to put it on before I sewed the darts and everything in, so I kind of had to press it on and then kind of fix a lot of the wrinkles that happened with my heat press after the fact. Then all that was left to do is get the rest of the accessories. I just used some little vinyl hearts for my cheeks to put the little hearts on because I didn't think that makeup was going to be vibrant enough, so I wanted it to be very reflective and happy. I put on a golden wig, I put on the headband. I also had a little petticoat under the skirt to make it a lot more fluffy. Then I put on my purse, and to top it all off, I put on some striped knee socks and some boots. And here is the finished result of my star butterfly cosplay. Enjoy! So that was my Star Butterfly cosplay. I hope that you enjoyed. I really appreciate you all watching this video. If you've made it this far, give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and feel free to subscribe if you want more content just like this. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.